Hi, welcome to this edition of Talk with TAS. I'm your host, Dr. Teresa A. Smith, Dr. TAS. Today I have a creative powerhouse with me, and that is none other than Denver Wright. Denver Wright is a musician, he's a songwriter, he's a music producer, he's a voiceover actor, he's a videographer, he's a graphic designer, he's my graphic designer, and he's also the founder of WIZPRO Imagineering. If you have a vision, but no idea where to start, or you're tired of the, what is it called, the DIY media, that doesn't quite cut it. This episode is going to be your blueprint. Get ready to discover how to bring your ideas to life with professional polish and purpose. Well, welcome, Denver Wright, to Talk with TAS. How are you?
Thank you so much, Dr. Taz. I am amazingly well. I'm just glad I don't look like all I've been through.
Well, isn't that the truth? We do not want to look like what we have been through.
That's right.
Well, that's a good jumping off point. You know what it feels like when folks are struggling to take that vision and make it a reality. And it's like they're putting in all the work and it just doesn't quite hit the audience right. And it's like they know they're doing the right thing because they're hearing all the noise that say, do this, and do that. But somehow their media, it just doesn't resonate with the audience. So, I got this idea. I started it, or perhaps I didn't start, but I know I've got it. How do you guide beginners from concept to completion, whether they're just still in the ideal stage or they've been trying to implement, but they can't seem to get off the ground? How do you guide them from beginning to the actual completion of that idea?
Well, basically, a lot more goes into structuring media for marketing than what people think. I know all of our lives we've heard about marketing agencies or advertising agencies. And, the person who came up with, he got millions of dollars, or she, whoever it was, got millions of dollars for that. Five notes. But a lot of research went into that. A lot of thought went into that, a lot of kicking around of ideas. And, people are human beings. And because they're human beings, what we do as media creators is we appeal to the human nature in people. There are certain things that catch our ear, yes, and that trigger our imaginations, and that will stick with us. I'm loving it. 3 words. And as a matter of fact, I remember Toyota, or one of the car companies, had a slogan that was one word: driven. Let me see. I think it was Mercedes that said the best or nothing. Don't know if they still use that, but these are slogans that appeal to the human psyche. And, people, especially in this day and age, they are so caught up on going to the computer, seeing something that they like, and then they'll try to put something together that represents them, their business, or their event, or whatever the product is that they're trying to push onto the audience. And they will produce something based on an app that they'll download, or a thing, or an online editor, or whatever. But like the kids are saying these days, it doesn't quite hit right. And that's where people that have studied this as an industry comes in. I've spent a lot of years researching industry, researching the different changes in the industry. What people catch on to today is different than they did 20 years ago. A slogan could be a whole sentence 20 years ago, or a paragraph even. But nowadays, the shorter it is, the better, because people's attention spans are so short. So you say what you have to say in the least amount of time and make it as impactful as possible. And that's why you hire a professional. Yes, you can download a program that will retouch your face, and take the wrinkles out, take the blemishes out, take the pimples out, or whatever. But then you look pretty plastic, or look like a doll, or look like something that you're actually not. And there's a place for that. But if you're trying to especially if your services or your product is supposed to appeal to adults, and it's supposed to be more of a natural nature, then you want to look good without looking fake. And there's so much fake now, especially with AI and all of that. Well, again, all of these things are taken into consideration when I'm creating for people. Even with music, when I'm creating music I've done it for movies and commercials, and for products, and for media companies and that kind of thing. It's the same thing. You want to say what you have to say, or say what the client needs saying, in the catchiest way possible, using the least number of notes, the least number of resources. It needs to sound professional, and sometimes big, like orchestrally big. But sometimes it needs to be five notes. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So yeah, that's kind of the difference between doing something yourself. And normally, if you do it yourself, it's because of budgetary restraints, and I understand that. But here's the thing, if you've put a lot of time and effort into whatever it is you're trying to get people to invest in, to buy into, to adopt. So don't skimp on the marketing aspect of getting that product out. Also, there's a truck that's right outside my office. I don't know if that's coming across or not, but hopefully you can still hear me, and forgive the noise.
Thank you. You talked about a lot of different things here, and I want to zero in on several things here. Knowing your audience is so important. And you talked about the fact that we now have short attention spans. Well, we're being bombarded with so much information, but also everything is adapting to the fact that we have shorter attention spans. So therefore, we're
Yes.
getting things in bite-sized, um, everything's bite-sized, so to speak. So, here it is. You've got a person who's on a tight budget or a tight timeline. They're overwhelmed trying to create, say, a polished video, a podcast intro, or maybe an online ad or something like that. How does WIZPRO simplify the process and deliver results?
Well, the first thing, the process that I go through is to, first of all, meet with the client and find out exactly what it is they're trying to do. If it's a product, I need to know the product as well as they do. If it is something that is connected to a service, then I need to know what that is. And then I can advise them on the easiest way, the best way, the most effective way to market that thing, whether it's a product or a service, or an event for that matter, because I do a lot of commercials for events. Coming to Cocoa Booth Amphitheater is cool in the gang, blah, blah, blah. So I do those high energy spots that you hear on the radio and see online. And then also I can do very smooth and sedate jazz spot. I do some of the commercials for the monthly jazz show that goes on at the Improv here in Raleigh. So there's a wide range of things that I do that can really be utilized to market people's products and their services and their events or whatever. So again, mating their product, service, or event with the market is where my value comes in.
Well, now, what makes WIZPRO Imagineering different from other media companies, and what kind of results do your clients usually walk away with?
Well, I have had clients that have tried to do marketing campaigns on their own, and then heard about me, or maybe heard about me from the beginning, but felt like they couldn't afford my services. to turn around and then obtain those services and see 100% turnaround, a whole 180. As far as the success rate is concerned, the only thing that I guarantee is a great product, is a great piece that you can use for your purposes. As far as the effectiveness, well, there's a few things that are required even after you get the product from me and my services, because you do have to expose those pieces to the world and to the market that you're trying to reach. So there is, and I do advise on those things as well. I'll let you know on what radio stations to buy time on, or what television outlets, or what social media outlets. We do those types of consultations as well, even after the product is done. And as far as successes are concerned, you can talk with people like Jerry Smith, who was formerly of the Light radio station here in Raleigh, but it has now formed his own company and his own internet radio station, and is doing quite well. And you can actually go to my website and see a lot of the different stuff that I've done, and you probably recognize some of the clients that you'll see in my demo reel, which is on the very first page of the website being WIZPRO.us.
Well, thank you. And so what I'm hearing is, and you correct me, so you have packages, but then you do a la carte services also?
Everything is kind of a la carte, and the more things that you get, the better price breaks you get as well. Because, some people say, well, no, I have a logo. Well, then I'll look at the logo, and it was something that they got off of a clip art from a program, or from Microsoft Word or something like that. And then, okay, fine. So you probably need for me to do your logo. You probably need for me to therefore do some photography for you, some videography for you, some script writing, some execution, maybe even some music production, or whatever. So with all of these various things that can add to your imagery, like I said, actual packages. In other words, you can't go to my website and say, oh, well, here's a package that is this and that and this and that, and I need that package. Well, no, because every client is different, every product is different, and every event is different.
So you're customizing what you do now. Absolutely. For that particular client. And I know you used to produce a television show, and yes. I only bring that up, and it was a minister's television show. And I only bring that up because all the things that you just named went into packaging that show for that particular minister, because you did the logo, you did the music, you did the script writing, you videoed the show, you edited the show,
yes.
You all together, and I may have left off a few things, and then you actually then uploaded that to the local TV station.
Correct. I did that as well with this Two Big Guys on Cars. It was an actual television series that ran here in the Raleigh-Durham Triangle area some years ago. And you can still go and find that on YouTube. Just search for Two Big Guys on Cars, and you can see an episodic series based on me and another friend of mine as we review cars and drive cars and educate people about cars and the history of cars and that kind of thing. So yeah, full television is something else that I do. And now that has even expanded into filmmaking. So, we've invested in a lot of different equipment and partnered with some partners, and we're working on movie productions as we speak, as a matter of fact.
So then you could do coloring. Let's just say I shot a film. A little short. So would you be able to help me to edit that and make sure the colorization is there? Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes, okay. Absolutely.
So, because I know you've worked with ministries, you've worked with artists, and you work with small businesses. What are the most common media mistakes that you see, and how do you help them to fix them?
Well, A lot of people that I've run across will make the major mistake of, as the old folks used to say, putting the cart before the horse. They will start advertising. Coming soon is this and that and this and that before they've shot the first thing, or before they've created the first piece of art. I'm working with a client now who already started promoting their podcast that we're shooting, and they started promoting it before we even shot the first episode. And I'm like, usually when you shoot the first episode, that's not going to be your first episode, because that's when all the bugs get worked out. That's when the format starts changing and gets solidified and that kind of thing. So they're back on track now, because we do have 3 episodes in the can, as we say in the business, and about to shoot the 4th episode. So I think their series is launching a week from today or something like that. So that's one of the major mistakes that I see, is that folks kind of do things out of order, and you have to have a strong piece before you start telling folks you have a strong piece.
Well, that reminds me of what my mentor always talks about. You got to do the planning. And that's what I'm hearing you say, that, we get so excited about our vision. We start talking about it. We start advertising it, and we haven't put all the pieces together. And that's sometimes that biggest mistake that you can see across clients, whether it's ministries, whether it's artists, performers, writers, home cooks, the small businesses, they are doing all these other things, but they haven't actually planned everything out. Right. Now, full disclosure, since I did say home cook, Denver is he has shot my Transform with TAS series, which is an episodic series also that is on YouTube, and it will be coming back soon. So you heard that here first. But he did all of the filming of that. And I will tell you, he made sure that I blocked everything out, because sometimes now I'll say block. But he made sure, not just blocking my shot, but he made sure that I planned everything out, because timing is everything when you're filming or doing even interviews. My podcast, everything has to be timed out. And so I'm glad that you mentioned that, because like I said, we got this great idea, but I may be the fish out of water. I'm used to working in healthcare. I'm not used to working in media, but it doesn't mean that person who's moving into a different arena cannot be successful in this new arena. It just means that they have to have someone that can coach them through the process. And I'm going to say another thing for folks, because we're all creatives, and creatives are very temperamental. You're going to have to lay your feelings down.
Sometimes you do have to do that, yes.
Really, because when you don't know, you hold on to something that could potentially derail your progress, because you have in your mind how something should be. And sometimes you have to reckless. You have to just let it go. So now you're also a talented graphic designer and photo editor. How do you help clients elevate their visual brand to stand out online?
Okay, well, in the marketplace now, there are, from what I can tell, at least 2 different things, and people are gravitating to both of them. And when I say things, what I mean is this: thanks to outlets like TikTok and X and social media like that, well, there is a bunch of photography, let's say, that is out there that is done with a phone, and they're, smiling at the phone, and they're taking their shots, and that's acceptable, especially with the quality of phones these days.
Yes.
But then there's another whole segment of people that are having photography done professionally, and that's a whole separate look. It's a whole different thing. They have apps now that do retouching directly from the photo or video that you've taken on your phone, that can rival the look of professional. But the biggest difference is resolution. Yes, they're talking about, in fact, the new iPhone is about to come out in September, and they're talking about some resolution figures that are out of this world. But it takes more than resolution, because it takes good lighting, and it takes good composition, and it takes good processing after the fact. And all of these things make you look either professional or amateurish. Even with all of the great apps now and the AI implementation that is going on in the marketplace now, yes, it can make you look wonderful, but you'll still look amateurish compared to somebody that does it for a living, and that can make it look as though it was done by a professional rather than an amateur.
So, but I may not have the money for a professional.
Correct.
I'm just putting that out there.
Okay.
So, and I get the, that's going to help my brand stand out. Mm-hmm. So, and I know, and I asked a very direct question about graphic designer and photo editing, but you also still help people bring their vision to life. So, I got this vision.
Okay.
And I got lots of vision.
Yes, I know.
I got this vision. Mm-hmm. And you helped me to elevate my brand. Mm. So a lot of authors, a lot of authors, they struggle with getting a professional, eye-catching book cover that is scroll stopping. Mm. How do you help writers design that custom cover that captures their vision and helps them to connect with the reader? And I'm going to let you think for just a moment.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to let you think for just a moment is I want to share some of your book cover designs with the audience. Okay. Now, this is my cookbook that Denver created for me. Okay. Then he created what my friend Cyrus Webb calls the that backsliding book, the bounce back.
Oh, wow.
Then I said, okay, I need another book cover. Okay. Then with this one, I described to him what I wanted. And we went through a whole lot of transformations to get this book cover, because I said to you, I wanted it to, I don't know what I originally said, but I wanted it to reflect what I was writing. Mm-hmm. And you said to me, you had them long secondary titles. I said, uh-huh. And so we tried many different things. And then I don't know how we came to the conclusion, just give me a figure. I just want I want a silhouette. It's the right term. I want a silhouette that can represent everything that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And then I said to you, we need to put my butterfly there from Stronger, because I have some jewelry that's a butterfly, and Stronger is written on the spine. And eventually, this is what we created, which is the cover for Mama Said. Okay. And folks were really like, I love this cover. And then my latest book, Stronger, How Overcoming Life's Adversity Can Push You Into Your Purpose. Well, my latest book that's already totally released. I said to you, this is the second edition. I said, I gave you my color palette. This particular time, guys, I gave him the color palette. I knew the picture I wanted on the book, because I knew I wanted the orange, because I wanted it to connect back to the first edition. So I wanted orange. So I knew the picture, which he did. He took this picture, and he also touched up that picture. But and there's my butterfly, guys. That butterfly right there is what he gave me in this book. But if to look at any of these books, it's like, gosh, she wanted a whole lot of different stuff. Mm-hmm. How? Because again, I've written my book. or I'm writing my book and I need to have that visual in front of me to help me to get over that hurdle. How do you help writers design custom covers that capture their vision and then connect with the reader?
The secret to doing that is extensive conversation with the client, because I need to know what your vision really is, what you want your vision to be represented as on that cover.
Mm-hmm.
And once I get that, then the biggest thing is communication, is going back and forth with you to find out, okay, well, do you have colors in mind? Do you have images in your mind? Does the book describe something that you think should be on the cover? There's a lot of communication that happens. And to my discredit, sometimes I will get an idea in my head as far as what I think the client needs. It may not be what they want. And yes, there has been occasions when I had to redo a cover or redo a piece of art or redo something, because I did not get a complete enough understanding of what it was they wanted. So, these are lessons that we learn along the way, because we're human.
Mm-hmm. And what I got from that, Denver, was, the clearer the person is when they come to you, it's going to be back and forth, but the it's not easy, because my covers are not easy, guys. I'll be the first to say, because my mind just works in a strange way. And so they're not easy. Probably the easiest cover that I have done, that you've done for me, was this cover.
Was the cookbook. Yep.
It was a cookbook. And understanding for my audience, Todd's in the kitchen. Just take a picture of me in the kitchen. And that was it. Because in my smoothie cookbook, will probably be out by the time this airs. It's very simple. It's me in the kitchen, because I'm gonna release the cover probably today. But by the time you see this interview, the book will probably be out. But it's just me pouring into a glass, but I'm in the kitchen. Right. So it's very clear because it's a cookbook. But when it comes to the other books, I believe, for me, that the message of the book has to connect with that cover, so that visually, because we do have such short attention span, the audience sort of knows what they're gonna get within that book. Sure. So trying to capture that vision is somewhat challenging, but you do have people bring their message to life. How do you work with clients who don't have any technical experience, but got big dreams? I got big dreams, but I don't even know how to turn on the computer half the time.
The technical part, that's my job.
Okay.
It's simple. All I need from you is what it is that you want.
Okay, so
I'll tell you the biggest problem that I have with clients is they'll tell me what they want until they see what I've made out of what they want. Then they got ideas. They'll come up with ideas, and then I have to change everything that I did, even though it's still based on what it is that they said they wanted. But it's part of the job too.
That's part of the job, because remember, you're creative and you have the ability to take someone's idea and bring it to life. Well, you may bring it to life in a way that I didn't want it that way. Or you may bring it to life in a way that I never considered.
Right.
But it's like, well, I kind of like that. We just may have to tweak one or two things, but understand what happens with that, guys, because I've been in that place. I then have to rethink several things in order to then get to the space that I need to be in. And that's okay, because again, we are creatives. And as we gather more information, we then have to assimilate it and then see how we're going to put it out. But the thing that I will also say, Deborah, is that I think that creatives struggle with, we each know our audience. And that's the thing that when I get someone to work with me, I know my audience. And If I don't know my audience, then my mentor would say, Taz, you need to do some work. Because when you know your audience, then you know how to give them the information such that it's going to catch their eye and it's going to meet their need. So I think that's so important because you do book promos. You do the I call them promos. You call them spots, them ads, because I think you've done a couple. Right, what bounces in my head is the bounce back with that roller coaster, and life da 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 da. And of course I wrote the script, guys. I wrote the script. And I gave him the script, and then I gave him what pieces that I knew that I wanted, and I told him what the idea was, and then he put it together. So you do book covers, you do the promos for books, for shows. I know you do the voiceover for my Transform with TAS show, as well as the videoing and all that different stuff. Now, what services does your team offer to someone who wants one team to handle everything? And I just kind of said it, from script to shoot, the sound, and edit. Does WIZPRO Imagineering, can you provide me all of that?
That's kind of our specialty, because we pride ourselves on being what we call a one-stop shop. You come up with an idea, and if you want, okay, I need a logo, fine, we'll create the logo. I need a photo shoot, fine, we'll create that. I need retouching and execution of the photos. We do that. Okay, well, I need to create a commercial. Okay, we do that. Well, I have this idea for a short story film. We do that. If your product or service needs a jingle, we can write the jingle, produce the jingle here in my music studio. I have a bunch of equipment from here all the way down there to the door worth of equipment that we use to produce stuff, because my background started in music, and then it went to radio, and then it went to video and to film. Well, God has blessed me to be able to understand all of it. Am I an expert in all of it? Probably not. But those things that I don't know exactly how to do, I'll find out. I'll bring an expert in if I have to, because as an example, I'm not a singer, but I got singers on staff that can come in and sing your jingle for your product or service after I've written it and put it all together. So yes, we are definitely a one-stop shop. You can come to us with one thing or a bunch of things, and we can take it from concept to completion.
And I just thought you do magazines too, don't you?
Yeah. Well, in fact, I've done the graphic design and layout for TCP magazine, which is owned by Peggy Tatum, a good friend of ours, for 21 years now. So yeah, I do layouts for magazines or books, or even online publications as well.
So really, WIZPRO Imagineering is a one-stop shop. Now,
truly.
Now you didn't know I was going to ask you to do this. Can you give me the radio voice? You can say whatever you want to say, but can you give me the radio voice?
I kind of think I've been using it the whole time.
Oh, that's been the radio voice the whole time? Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
I mean, it'll get deeper, it'll get lower. It'll be, it does stuff.
Oh, okay. So I didn't realize I was hearing the radio voice the whole time, because the reason I was saying that is so that people could hear a spot. But
go to the website.
Oh yeah, go to the website.
The first thing on the very first page is a video that has all of the stuff that you and I just talked about for a half hour. All of it's rolled into one video, and there are examples there that I've done for famous people and for infamous people and for just regular Joe Blow people. There are pieces that I've done for big productions. There are pieces that I've done just for the local average person in their business. And all of the voices that you hear on there, pretty much for the most part, are mine. And you can get the whole ball of wax in one video.
Well, Denver,
And what's the website?
Yeah, what is that website again?
WIZPRO, WIZPRO.US. Simple.
Well, Denver,
Yeah,
it
yes.
seems like all I got to do is go to the website.
What's the website?
All of these different things that you do is all rolled up into that one video. And then I showed them my book covers. So
thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you, because he works hard with me on my book covers, because I am.
She makes me.
Well, like I said, with my Transform with TAS, my new cookbook is coming out, and all this will probably be out by the time this airs. But he worked with me on that, and Transform with TAS, Sip to Heal, 31 smoothies for recovery, strength, and life after illness. He worked with me on that, and I was so appreciative. And it was a simple cover. Well, I shouldn't say that. Nothing is ever really simple with me, but it was simple from the perspective of I'm in the kitchen, I'm in my place, my happy place. So it's very easy for him to then build around the picture what I was wanting, and so I was able to convey that to him. I will put this out now so folks will be on the lookout. I am in working with Denver right now to develop the cover for Real Talk with TAS and Angelia talk show. We are releasing our book in September. And so I'm working with Denver to create that cover for me. And the book is called Real Talk with TAS and Angelia, Two Sisters, Two Perspectives on Life, Love, and everything in between. And he is working with me. It's going to be a different one. So, but that will give you again an option, a way to see some of the different things that he's done. It's going to take a little more time to get that one done than it did the Smoothies cookbook, because it's different. And so, because my sister and I are different, but y'all know that. But again, I share that for you to understand that the services are there. All you have to do is reach out, take advantage of them. I myself can vouch for the work. You see the work that he's done for me. And there's more work to be done that's coming up. So if you're looking for someone, that one-stop shop where you can get all of your media needs met, someone that can kind of take you through the process, if this is all new to you, then I would highly recommend WIZPRO Imagineering and Denver Wright. And again, Denver, tell them how they can reach out to you.
Go to the website.
Go to the website. I can see all your products on the website, and then how to contact you. I can do all that right from the website. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Yes.
All righty then. Well, Denver, thank you so much for stopping by Talk with TAS today and sharing your services with my audience. It is very much appreciative, and I thank you again for being the media group that has helped me to develop my brand. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. TAS. Anytime that you and I get a chance to converse and talk and just kick it, then, it's always a good time. And I appreciate you and your entire operation. I appreciate so very much because, we've worked together for a long time to put some of that together. Absolutely.
Again, thank you so much, Denver. And to my audience, thank you for joining me. And before you go trying to take care of someone else, please make sure you take care of yourself first. Bye now.